All right, we got a lot to talk about today. I think this is just going to be just a bundled podcast episode. I was thinking about it last night, and I hadn't recorded like a real podcast episode that I released. And I just wanted to talk about a lot of stuff. The VA, me, because a lot of people ask about me, which I appreciate, by the way. Uh, President Trump, Gaza and Israel. Let's just fucking do it all. Let's do it all today. Sponsor of today's video is, of course, our Etsy store. It is still there. It's still alive. It's still kicking. It's been almost a year since we've been doing that Etsy store, and it's not like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not like we're making thousands and thousands of dollars, right? I think I made a couple $100s off the store total in the year we've done it. So it's more of a hobby than anything else, but it does help out, and we enjoy doing it. My wife works at a school. She's a librarian, teacher still. She teaches classes too in the library, and I'm a disabled veteran, now permanent and total. Finally got that done. But that stuff supports us. It supports a small business. We do have holiday items, personalized items, mugs, shirts, sweatshirts, hats, wall art with funny phrases and slogans and sayings that I've come up with over the years that are all in the store. And we offer free shipping on all of our orders, no matter the price. So I will leave the link to that in the description. I hope you guys check out that store. It's JK Prince Gifts, JK, Jeff, and Carrie. PrinceGifts.etsy.com. I'll make sure to put that in the description. Let's start with this Nobel Prize stuff. Okay. President Trump this year for 2025 will not win the Nobel Peace Prize. Apparently a lot of people care about this. I do not. I remember when Obama won his Nobel Prize, and I said, for what? I mean, now, does Trump deserve to win the Nobel Peace Prize? Maybe. He did negotiate what is now a peace deal between Israel and Palestine. We now have, and we'll get more into this in a second, we now have the people of Gaza streaming back into their homes and their territory. Now, a peace deal isn't a peace deal until peace is sustained, right? You could sign all the fucking agreements that you want, right? We'll see. We'll see. The way that Israel's played their games, the way that Hamas has played their games during this whole situation, we'll see how long that decides to last. I'm not going to hold my breath for Israel and Gaza and Palestine because there's generational hate of biblical proportions, literally of biblical proportions across the board there. I don't trust either one of them. That shit went on way too long. And people could blame Israel, you could blame Palestine, you could blame Hamas. I don't give a fuck who you blame. Choose who you blame, right? People will throw the word genocide out there. People will be like, well, wait a minute, didn't Hamas start it? The answer to that historically is yes, they did, right? October 6th. Right? They're the ones that started a war and then whined about how Israel chose to fight that war. That is a fact. Now, Israel's conduct after that is something that the United States would not tolerate from any other country. And that is also a fact. And this has nothing to do with being Jewish or being an anti-Semite. Right, which I am not. I have plenty of Jewish friends who I love and adore, and who know I love and adore them. Right? This has everything to do with our relationship with Israel and the Middle East as a whole. Right now, for those of you that know me, you know that I will tell you straight up, flat out, the problem in the Middle East is and always has been Saudi Arabia, because they're the big dog, right? And they don't want to play nice with other people in their region, right? They do not get involved. And when they do, there are very specific reasons why. Because I know the first thing someone's going to say is, well, they got involved by letting U.S. troops stage there for for both of the wars in Iraq. Because the royal family hated fucking Saddam Hussein. If you don't know that, just do a Google search. Come on. Come on. They will only get involved with the West for very specific reasons. There is a reason that the 9/11 terrorists were all Saudis, except for one, I believe. Just throwing that out there. I will call out the Saudis until the day I die. Right? The Saudis are the problem in that region. And people are going to scream Israel and scream this and scream that, be like Netanyahu, blah, 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 blah. Any nation has a right to defend themselves. No nation has a right to engage in genocide. And some people say, oh, like it's a genocide of the people in Gaza. Some people say it's total war. That's what they thought was total war. I think a lot of people fail to realize that. They say, and total war includes the civilian population, which is against all moral rules that we have as human beings, right? But Israel engaged in total war because they felt like they had to for whatever reason. So Trump won't be getting a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm sure a lot of people are happy about that. I'm sure a lot of people are being racist today and saying, but Obama got one because he's black. Who the fuck cares? If you live your life or make your choices based off of who did or didn't win a Nobel Peace Prize, I feel sorry for you. Because it doesn't matter. By the way, the person who won it is Maria Corina Machado. She is a Venezuelan opposition leader from Venezuela. I don't know too much about her, to be honest and real, but she is the Nobel Peace Prize winner on the Peace Prize side of things. There's a bunch of Nobel Prizes. But this is the Peace Prize. Okay. Some people are like, well, Trump shouldn't win a Nobel Peace Prize because of his immigration policies. Okay, you're allowed to have that thought, that argument. Good for you. I mean, yeah, I saw that come across my Twitter, my X page. Well, good. I'm glad he didn't win. Okay, why are people mad about this? Is the real question. that I guess I mean, I just don't understand it, I guess. But maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. So we have the people of Gaza streaming back into their homes. The Israeli forces are pulling back. Again, a peace deal is only as good as long as the peace lasts. So we'll see. We'll see. There's still 48 people being held hostage in Gaza. We'll see what happens with them. Hopefully there's a peaceful resolution when it comes to them. And then we have the government shutdown, which affects a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends that work in government, the federal government side of things. Some are being furloughed, some aren't. Some are being told that, like, it's a variety of different things. A lot of things happen to general employees who work for federal departments when the government shuts down that a lot of people don't realize. So people want to blame the left, they want to blame the right. You need two to tango. It's not, I mean, like, people will be like, oh, it's the Republicans' fault. Okay. Oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Okay. Well, who suffers? We the people. We the people. I happen to like it when the government shuts down. Mostly, not fully. Don't come after me. But mostly, I like it when the government shuts down because it proves the ineptness of our government. It's proof of the ineptness. There's parts of the government that don't need to exist. There's parts that do, right? But there's parts that don't. And people want to talk about, oh, government needs to rein in its spending, but then they get pissed when they cut departments or they cut funding here and there, right? Like getting rid of the Department of Education, right? Which I was for. And I was for that before Trump became president the first time. But I was for that because I believe the Department of Education at a federal level violates the 10th Amendment of the Constitution. Federal government should have no say over education. Should be to the states. We are a republic. So it really just depends on your perspective. And the problem we have with perspective in this country is that we don't know how to express it to a side that has a different perspective, right? I'm a moderate Republican. I'll be real with you guys. I voted Republican since I was 18 years old, right? Now, have I always voted for Republicans? No. But I'm one of those weirdos that actually researches my candidates. I used to tell my students that all the time, right? You could identify Republican or Democrat, but vote the other way. Nothing stops you from doing that, except for in a closed primary, right? But like in a general election, nothing stops you from doing that. Like, hey, I think that guy or gal or whoever is going to do a better job. Vote for them, right? And then I'm bringing this up because this is an argument on one of my TikTok videos. Okay. People are whining, moaning, and complaining that, oh, we're a two-party system. And we are, right? We have two main parties, Republicans and the Democrats. But who said that we're a two-party system? Right? That we're stuck into being just a two-party system. Who determined that? Are the big two more funded? Yes. Do they have more fundraising? Yes. Do they have more corporate shills in their back pocket? Yes. Do they play against the rules for their benefit? Yes. We all know that. But there's plenty of third parties that exist, right? I think I had this conversation when Trump was elected the first time. It's like, oh my God, how did we let this happen? Well, because the people voted. And then every year we get we shouldn't be a two-party system. There's other options. Have the Republicans and Democrats created rules and laws that we, the people, allowed them to create that made it harder for those groups to get on ballots for federal elections? Yeah. There's your problem. And an independent candidate isn't a third-party candidate. And then I hear the argument, well, if you vote for a third party, you split the vote. Okay. That's okay. If you get enough people to quote-unquote split the vote, you flip the vote. That's how you build a party. A party is only viable if it has ideas that resonate with people, if it can fundraise, and ultimately, if it can win elections. Okay? Period. So don't tell me that we're stuck in a two-party system. We're stuck in a two-party system because the people's zombie vote, that's my term, the people's zombie vote to those two parties. They don't research their candidates. They go, I'm a Republican, they're a Republican, I vote for them. They have a D next to their name I have a D next to my name. I vote for them. That's how people vote. And people are like, oh, Trump's different. No, he's not. You win presidencies by winning the middle. At the general election, once you get past the primaries, once you're the nominee, you win presidencies by winning the middle, right? Because you're always going to have your base, right? You're always going to have your hardliners, right? Your hardline Republicans and hardline Democrats. You know who they're voting for. So who do you have to win? The people that might be on the fence. The young vote, which is the demographic that votes the least. At 18 to 24, more specifically 18 to 22-ish, votes the least. So they complain like, oh, our wants and needs aren't really addressed. Vote. If you vote and you show that your demographic is voting consistently, guess what they're going to start doing? At least talking about your wants and needs. So we are a system that has two major parties. We are not a two-party system because we could have more parties whenever we want because, you know, there's a famous quote, right? It's the people who rule here, sir. So once we, the people, decide to stop voting for people with D's and R's, then we change the system. People are like, oh, Ross Perot was the closest third-party candidate. Ross Perot was an independent. All independents lean Republican or lean Democrat. Now, someone says they're part of the Green Party. Okay, that's a different set of ideologies. Like, oh, I'm a libertarian. I'm a member of the Libertarian Party. And people say, oh, they're just Republicans. No, they're not. You know, I know hardcore libertarians who want nothing to do with major parts of both parties. It's a different set of ideologies. So we have to think about it from that perspective, right? But ultimately, the ones who make the change are us, right? It's the people who rule here, sir. So if you want a third party, you have to get enough people. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Okay. But it can happen. And the parties have changed so much. I mean, in such a short period of time, right? The Republican Party that I joined when I was 18 years old in the year 2000, right? Because I'm one of those weird people who's kind of Gen X, kind of millennial. I think there's a term for that, exennial or something like that, right? I turned 18 in the year 2000 where I could vote for president. My birthday's in November, actually. So I joined the Republican Party. My parents were kind of politically active, but not really. I was probably the most politically aware person in my house, right? So I made the choice on my own to join the Republican Party, right? I registered myself to vote. No one helped me with that shit. And I was already in the military. I did, I went to basic training when I was 17, came home and finished high school and then left. Right, it was called split option or deferred option back then. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that was part of my journey in the Army. But that Republican Party, if you were to get a time machine and bring them from that moment, just in 2000, right before 9/11, like a year out from 9/11. Right? and show them the Republican Party of 2025, they'd be like, what the hell is this? And it's the same thing with the Democrats, right? The Democratic Party is so far to the left. They're so far to the left, they're scaring off their own moderate voters. Right? The Republican Party isn't there yet. I'm not saying they can't get there. Give them time, right? But the Democratic Party certainly has moved so far to the left, they're scaring off their own middle. And that's going to cost them eventually. They got to reel some stuff back in, right? And the term liberal now meant something way different 25 years ago. Way different. So, but hey, your government likes it when y'all are divided, because then they could do stupid shit behind your back and give you false flags on shit that doesn't matter. And then they can slowly chip away at your rights, your money, right, with taxation. And steal away your representation with gerrymandering, right? Right? But hey, let's fight over stupid shit, right? Let's fight over stupid shit. But I digress. So that's our little smorgasbord. Like as you guys know, I try to keep these things between 25 and 40 minutes, usually in that particular area. But I wanted to record something, for you guys. I have been posting YouTube videos, and I will put this up on YouTube. So make sure wherever you guys are watching or listening to this that we like, follow, subscribe, give your thoughts and ideas down in the comments. Keep it respectful. The second anyone gets anti-veteran in a bad way, right? I'm okay with disagreeing with things. But the second you're anti-veteran and telling me that all veterans are fraudsters like the Washington Post, I'm probably going to block you. I'm going to block a lot of people. And be cordial, right? It's okay to be a little bit of an asshole, right? I'm a lot of bit of an asshole, right? But be cordial, present your arguments, and be prepared to have people disagree with them, including me. That's okay. That's called discourse, right? Do we talk shit around here? Yeah, we do. But I want you guys to throw your ideas out there. Hopefully it inspires you to maybe make your own video, or write your own blog. I'll leave a link to my blog in the description as well, because I've been writing, right? Like, we've released a blog every week. Okay. That has not gone away. Make sure you sign up for that. It's free. And it gets sent to your email. I usually come out with them on Mondays or Tuesdays. And I do one a week. So, yeah. So your boy's retired now. Until they take it all away eventually. but as of right now, I'm retired, so I'm hanging out. So if you guys got ideas, stuff you want me to write about, talk about, let me know down in the comments. And if I don't know about it, I don't know about it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do like researching and stuff like that. But make sure you guys stay locked in, stay engaged, like, follow, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.